mechanistically, if you can explain it to me like I'm a Labrador, what do seed oils actually do to the mitochondria that causes this damage? Everything from downregulation of energy production to potentially insulin resistance to inflammation and everything in between.
Yeah, so I would say there are three primary problems with the polyunsaturated fats, which are, very high in the seed oils. And the worst of them, the most important, is the one that you're talking about, which is their effects in the mitochondria. So the mitochondria is built of a structure that is largely fat based, and just like a lot of our cells, right? The outer kind of membrane of the cells is fat based, and the mitochondria has two membranes that are each fat based. And so we have three different types of fats, right? The saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fats. We also have trans fats, but we can leave those to the side for now. And each of these will be incorporated into the structure based on how much we're eating. It'll vary based on how much we're eating and our species and everything. But for us, if we eat more of certain fats, it'll increase the amounts that are used for the structure. And so in our mitochondria, where we're producing energy, the way that we do it is kind of like a hydroelectric dam, where we pump a lot of water to one side and then run it through a wheel that is basically tied in with ATP production. We basically use the energy from spinning this wheel to produce ATP. And that wall of the hydroelectric dam is made up of fats. And the polyunsaturated fats are much less stable and have more kind of kinks in them. And so because of that, when we use them in the structure they're actually leaky or permeable to the water passing through. And so if we have a hydroelectric dam, it's really important to keep all the water on one side and just spin it through the one area where we're producing ATP. But when we have a lot of these unsaturated fats, we have a very leaky wall. And so we're losing so much of the power, the efficiency of being able to produce energy from that hydroelectric dam, and it impairs our ability to produce ATP. And this is a really powerful driver of health, lifespan, and aging, where if you look between all species, everything from mice to birds to humans and elephants, the more unsaturated these membranes are in the mitochondria, the shorter the lifespan, the faster aging occurs. This is seen across all species. It's a universal phenomenon. And so another way of saying it is basically the more polyunsaturated fats we eat and put into here, the more we're mimicking the lifespan. We're basically shortening the lifespan and increasing the aging, reducing energy production efficiency, and getting closer to those animals that don't live as long. So it's a really pronounced, profound effect. And this is not the only effect in the mitochondria. This is kind of the main one, but every place that the whole point of using fats as structure is for their stability. And so every place that we put these unsaturated fats, we have more instability. So if we look at the whole cell, we have certain ions that we try to keep inside versus outside the cell when we're talking like potassium and sodium and others. And we have to use energy to keep things in the right place. The more polyunsaturated fats we have there, the more we're kind of leaking these different ions through, the more we have to expend energy pumping them back. And these are some of the main areas that are considered to be like energy demanding in terms of the entire bodies. Like these are some of the main things that determine our efficiency. So that's really the biggest concern. It's also worth mentioning that not only are these leaky, but they're also prone to damage. So if we have a hydroelectric dam that, let's say, is exposed to a lot of water, and not only do we have some leaky areas, but they're also, I don't know, made of like iron or something that'll rust and become damaged and interfere with the efficiency of how well that wheel is spinning and all of that, then we're in even more trouble. And that is another factor going on here with the polyunsaturated fats, is they're really susceptible to damage. And this is an area that is highly, they're very flammable, and we're in a high fire environment sort of thing. And as soon as you have damage there, it stops the whole system. The body recognizes that as dangerous and in kind of has all these adaptive pathways that basically say, let's stop producing energy because we're getting all this exhaust. Like we're producing a lot of damage alongside it. So